So we're going to learn how to solve multi-step equations using the distributive property. So our first equation, 6 equals negative 3, and then in parentheses we have x plus 2. Now the first step is to multiply anything that is right outside the parentheses by everything that is in the parentheses. So if I rewrite my equation, I have 6 equals negative 3 times x is a negative times a positive is going to be a negative, so negative 3x. Negative 3 times positive 2, negative times a positive is a negative, and 3 times 2 is 6. Now, we want to move the negative 6 to this side of the equation. So if it's being subtracted on this side, we're going to add it to both sides to get rid of it. Now we have 6 plus 6 is 12 equals negative 3x. And the last step is to divide the negative 3 because it's being multiplied. So if I divide negative 3 on both sides, I have 12 divided by negative 3. A positive divided by a negative is going to be a negative. If the signs are different, it's negative. So negative 4 equals, and because the negative 3 divided by 3 is going to cancel out, that's going to leave us with x. Now if we plug it back in, x is negative 4. So negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2, and negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. So it makes sense. Our next equation would be negative 3, and then in parentheses we have 4 with the variable r, minus 8 equals negative 36. Again, first step is to distribute the negative 3 into everything inside the parentheses. Negative 3 times a positive 4r, the signs are different, so it's going to be negative. And negative 3 times 4r would be 12r. Negative 3 times negative 8. When the signs are the same, like in this case, a negative and a negative, it becomes positive. Negative 3 times negative 8 is positive 24 equals negative 36. Now we want to move everything that's not attached to the variable. So if 24 is being added on this side, we need to subtract it on both sides. 24 minus 24 is 0, so that will cancel out. So on this side of the equal sign, we will have negative 12r equals negative 36 minus 24. When you're subtracting two negatives, it's going further negative, so it's like you're adding backwards. So negative 36 minus 24 would be negative 60. So we have negative 12r equals negative 60. Now to get rid of the negative 12, we have to divide it by negative 12 because it's being multiplied up here. We have to divide it to cancel it out. And we do that to both sides. Negative 12 divided by negative 12 is going to cancel out, which leaves us with r equals negative 60 divided by negative 12. A negative divided by a negative. If the signs are the same, it becomes positive. Negative 60 divided by negative 12 is 5. So r equals 5. And our last equation, 24 equals 6. And then in parentheses, we're going to have negative x minus 3. Again, whatever's right outside the parentheses gets distributed into everything else in the parentheses. So when we rewrite this, 24 equals positive 6 times negative x. When you're multiplying, if the signs are different, it's negative. So 6 times negative x is negative 6x. And positive 6 times negative 3, again, the signs are different, so it's negative. And 6 times 3 is 18. Now we have a two-step equation. So to get rid of the 18 is, if it's being subtracted, you're going to add it to both sides. 24 plus 18 is 42 equals, and this cancels out because negative 18 plus 18 is 0. So we have negative 6x left. Now whatever's attached to the variable, you need to get rid of. So if negative 6 is being multiplied to x, you need to divide it to get rid of it. Negative 6 divided by negative 6 is going to be 0, which leaves us with x equals 42 divided by negative 6. Signs are different, so it's negative, and 42 divided by 6 is 7.